Francois, what are you doing here? I thought you were still at home. Does my brother object to my meeting him on the road? I'm happy. We can go to Paris together. You're not going to Paris, Antoine. I don't understand, Francois. What do you want? What I want is right there on your pack horse. Give it to me, Antoine. But you know it isn't mine to give. I'm taking it to Monte Cristo soon. It will be in the hands of the Navy. Only if I take it to him. What do you mean by that, Francois? Stop! Not against my own brother. Put your sword away. There's only one place to put my sword! Francois.
Well, Antoine, it's so very good to see you again.
It's good to see you again, Monsieur le Comte. Enrico. Oh, and Jacopo, too.
How's your father, Antoine?
Yes, how is he?
Oh, as impatient as ever, working from dawn till dark. You know, the days just don't seem to be long enough for him.
He feels his work is needed, and he's right. He's a fine inventor and a fine man.
What is it, Jacopo?
Jacopo means, how's your brother, Francois?
You haven't heard?
Heard what?
Francois is dead.
How?
A duel, some stupid affair of honor. Francois was always brave, but...
Oh, Antoine, I can't tell you how sorry we are.
I think you can't. There's one thing, of course. If Francois had to die, this is the way he would have preferred it.
You're probably right. But tell me, what brings you to Paris?
And my father sent me with this.
For me?
He wants you to bring it to the notice of Monsieur Verdoux, the Minister of the Navy.
Oh, yes, anything I can do, but what is it?
Please, don't think it's just a proud son speaking when I say I believe it to be Father's greatest invention. You'll be proud, too, of the financial help we've given him. Please, may I show you?
Well, please.
Morning, Monsieur le Comte.
Good morning. Will you please inform His Excellency that I'm here with Monsieur Antoine Griset?
The Minister is expecting you, Monsieur le Comte, but he expressed a desire to see you alone first, if Monsieur Griset will be so kind as to wait.
By all means.
I shan't be long.
Don't hurry on my account, Monsieur.
The Count of Monte Cristo, Your Excellency.
Edmond, it's a great pleasure to see you again.
My dear Philippe, it was very kind of you to receive us on such short notice.
This is my Deputy Minister, Monsieur Marat.
Very happy, Monsieur.
Your servant, Count.
The young man is waiting outside. I just wanted to hear a few more details before bringing him in. This is a new invention of Gaston Griset's, eh?
I believe it to be his greatest.
Oh, Marcel, please be good enough to... Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were Marcel.
Marcel?
My father's secretary.
Oh, in that case, you must be Monsieur Verdoux's daughter. I am Antoine Griset.
Oh, I've heard of you. You're staying with our friend, the Count of Monte Cristo.
Yes, it was the Count who arranged for me to meet your father today.
I'm so glad. What are you seeing my father about?
Really, I would have thought that young ladies schooled in the affairs of state would have known better than to ask leading questions.
You're very rude, monsieur.
And you are very curious, mademoiselle.
His Excellency will see you now, Monsieur. Good morning, Mademoiselle Suzanne.
Suzanne, one of my favorite names.
I can't say that I care for Antoine.
Do you prefer Francois?
Perhaps. Why?
I, too, can be curious, mademoiselle.
Monsieur Antoine Griset.
Antoine, this is His Excellency, Monsieur Verdoux, Minister for the Navy. And Monsieur Marat, Deputy Minister.
I've met your father, Monsieur Griset, a very great man.
He'd be happy to hear you say so, monsieur.
And this is...
Something that's going to revolutionize the Navy. Well, revolutionize shipping, for that matter.
That sounds a large order, Monsieur le Comte.
Oh, it's bigger than you can imagine.
You fill me with curiosity. Well, now let's see what Monsieur Griset has brought.
Father, Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I was intruding.
You're not, Suzanne. Come in.
Monsieur le Comte, how nice.
I'm happy to see you, Suzanne. I want to present Monsieur Antoine Griset, Mademoiselle Suzanne Verdoux.
I'm enchanted again, mademoiselle.
Oh, you know each other?
Only in passing. I'm afraid I didn't make a very good impression. Please forgive me, mademoiselle.
There's nothing to forgive.
Ah, well, we still haven't seen what's in this package.
Well, if it's business, I'll go.
No. You stay. We trust you, don't we, Monsieur Griset?
Implicitly, Monsieur Verdoux.
A man of war, eh? But But where are the pedal wheels?
Don't say that your father is suggesting a return to the use of sail.
No, monsieur. That is the paddle, if you can call it a paddle.
I wouldn't know what to call it. What does it do?
It's known as a screw propeller. It's attached to a connecting rod, which is fastened to a flywheel, which is connected to the engine. The fuel generates the power which rotates the flywheel, which in turn revolves the propeller.
I see.
But what advantage does this propeller have over paddle wheels?
If you will notice, the propeller operates beneath the waterline, out of sight, much more efficiently than a paddle wheel which turns in full view of enemy gunners.
Remarkable. What do you think, Marat?
I think it's a long way from theory to practice.
Antoine and I will be happy to hold a demonstration at your convenience.
Why not? Suppose we make it tomorrow, in the morning, eh?
Anything you wish, Your Excellency.
If it works.
My friend Griset hasn't made a mistake yet. It will work. Suzanne, how delightful. I didn't hear your carriage.
It was such a pleasant day that I walked. I hope it's not impertinent of me bursting in on you like this. I rather wondered...
You wondered what, dear?
I was rather abrupt with Monsieur Griset earlier today, and I felt...
That you wanted to apologize?
Not exactly to apologize.
I understand. Sit down. And I'll tell you all about my young house guest.
You're the nicest man I ever met.
Oh, Antoine is pretty nice himself. Gay, amusing, a great love of life. And yet a serious side, too. Wonderful husband material.
You're teasing, monsieur.
You mean you've heard enough?
No, please go on.
Now, let's see what else. Oh, he had a brother, a twin brother, Francois. The poor boy was killed in a duel only recently.
How terrible.
Yes, it was. The only consolation is that the other brother is still with us. Well, you see, Francois was a somber lad, moody, with a great weakness for gambling. Well, it seems that he finally gambled his life.
How sad.
But turning to more cheerful matters, the father, Gaston Griset, is one of the world's greatest inventors. I've backed him financially for quite a few years now. A decision I will never regret.
And Antoine?
I see your interest in the Griset family narrows down to only one member of it.
You shouldn't say things like that.
Antoine, we have a visitor.
Mademoiselle Suzanne.
Antoine, I have some business with Rico and Jacopo. So perhaps you'd be so kind as to entertain our charming guest.
I'd be more than happy.
I had a feeling you'd say that. Will you excuse me, Suzanne?
Of course. The Count was telling me about your poor brother. I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Suzanne.
He told me you were twins. Were you much alike?
Almost identical, except for one thing.
What was that?
Francois was left-handed.
He said you were different in other ways, too.
That's true up to a point. Francois's worst fault was gambling.
Did it make him unhappy?
When he lost, yes. And he needn't have worried. I could have paid all his debts had he lived. Oh, yes. Soon I will be very rich. Rich enough to have everything I want.
You're very lucky, monsieur.
I'd like to think that I will be. I'm a very determined man, Suzanne.
I wish you good fortune, Antoine.
Thank you. Would you care to stroll down to the lake?
Yes, I should be pleased to.
do you want?
Someone's coming.
Antoine, what happened?
Some men try to kill me. Let's go after them, Count.
There's no use. I've got horses.
Who are they? What did they want?
I think I know what they wanted. Your father's invention.
Oh, yes.
The chip model should be locked in the safe of the ministry, Antoine.
Yes, Count, you're right. Thank you for saving me just in time.
That's right, my boy. That's strange.
What?
I always thought Francois was left-handed.
He was.
Well, good night and shut your windows.
Good night, Count. And thank you once again.
Good night.
A most impressive demonstration. I think your and the Count's claims are more than justified. You should be very proud of your father, my boy.
Believe me, I am, monsieur.
Yes, His Majesty and our country will owe him a very great deal.
I'm glad to hear you say that, because that is a matter I myself intended to bring up.
I don't quite understand.
I'm speaking financially, monsieur.
Antoine.
I'm sorry, Count. I know you've helped Father a great deal, but he feels, and so do I, that an achievement like this calls for much more than a nation's thanks.
Am I to understand that your father intends to offer his invention to the highest bidder?
My father wishes the invention to go to France. But France is a wealthy nation, monsieur, and can afford to pay.
And so she shall, my boy. Have no fear. I will see about the recompense tomorrow. You will not be disappointed.
Thank you, Monsieur Verdeau.
And may I say that your father is a very lucky man to have such a keen young businessman to represent his interests. But of course, they are your interests too, you being the sole heir.
I am sure that Monsieur Brizet is not thinking of his own interests. A most satisfactory morning, monsieur. We will discuss all the details later.
I'm at your service, Monsieur Verdeau.
I am not sure that you're strong enough to travel, monsieur.
I'll reach Paris. I've got to.
You have a very strong will, young man. Well, return my horse as soon as you can.
Of course. You've saved my life, monsieur, but my life is unimportant. You've done a great service to France.
You make me feel very proud, monsieur. Well, goodbye, my friend, and good luck.
I admit I am at a loss, my friend. Oh, the boy was within his rights in asking for money.
A workman is worthy of his hire.
Of course, the invention is a very valuable one. Any country would be willing to pay. But somehow I don't think his father would have felt that way.
At least he gave France first refusal.
Antoine,
I've just been called to the ministry,
as late as this, it must be after 5.
where the message said the meeting was an urgent one.
To discuss the price, Antoine?
Perhaps. I'll tell you when I get back. Until tonight, gentlemen.
Until tonight,
You're worried, Edmund?
not worried, puzzled. Jacopo, I want you to follow him.
Edmund!
I'm sorry, we still have our country to consider. Use your own method and report to me with anything you learn.
Edmund, why are you doing this? This is Antoine Griset, the son of your old friend.
That's why I want to make sure that this boy is Antoine Griset.
Good evening, Monsieur Griset. The Deputy Minister's expecting you.
The Deputy Minister?
Monsieur Marat. If you'll enter, please.
Yes, of course.
Monsieur Griset.
His Excellency is expecting me.
His Excellency is at a cabinet meeting. It was I who sent for you. All right, Marcel, I won't need you again this evening.
Thank you, Monsieur Marat.
Two of you, wait out there in the office. The rest of you, stay within call.
Why, the guards? Expecting trouble?
No, I don't want to take any chances.
An attack? Theft? What is there here to steal? Or have you got money for me? A lot of money, perhaps?
We'll go into that, monsieur. But first, I want to ask you one or two questions. A glass of wine?
Thank you, monsieur. Now, your questions.
Monsieur Griset, I've been watching you closely during your meetings with the minister, and I have formed the opinion that you are a young man who knows the value of the franc. I have also learned enough about your father to know that he would not ask money for a device which he believes would benefit France. I can therefore only conclude that it is you who are putting a price on your father's invention. Am I correct?
I bow to your analysis.
Good. Let us proceed from there. First, what the French government will pay for the propeller is a mere pittance compared with what another country will offer. Are you interested?
Go on, monsieur.
The country in question is Turkey. The price? 5 million francs,
5 million francs.
which you and I will share. Still interested?
I still say, go on.
The ship's model and the blueprints are in this safe. I have the key. Of course, I could have stolen the invention and kept the 5 million for myself. But the Turkish government wanted the deal to be above board. That is why you have to make the sale as your father's agent.
But I've already agreed to sell to France. If Monte Cristo heard.
Monte Cristo will know nothing about it until it's too late. I have a carriage and fast horses waiting at the stables at Montange. We'll leave for the Swiss frontier tonight.
What about Monsieur Verdo? Once the invention is missed, he can put the entire French police force on our heels.
Monsieur Verdo will be ordered to hold his tongue, and he will hold it.
Why?
Because his daughter will be meeting us at the stables. She thinks she will be meeting her father.
I don't want any harm to come to Suzanne.
It won't if Monsieur Verdo holds his tongue. Of course, she'll have to come with us as far as the Swiss frontier. If she comes any further, that will depend upon your powers of persuasion.
You haven't overlooked a thing, have you? What if I said no?
Then the guards, you noticed, might have had to get rough. But you said yes. So we leave now, Monsieur Griset?
We leave now, Monsieur Marat. Calling the guards?
Yes, they are our escort. Why wait?
Why, indeed.
He's Jacopo.
He won't trouble us again. Come on.
I can't understand why Jacopo hasn't returned yet.
Antoine hasn't returned either, if this boy is Antoine.
Jacopo?
No, Monsieur Verdoux.
Philippe, something is wrong. I can see it.
I don't know what to think. This message was left at my house.
Your daughter is safe and will remain so provided you hold your tongue about a certain missing invention. It isn't signed.
Suzanne.
I've just been to the ministry. Griset's model has been stolen and Suzanne was stolen too, in order to stop pursuit.
Did you see Jacopo there?
Jacopo at the ministry? Why, no.
Here's Jacopo now.
What happened? Some men beat you. Who?
Me?
2, second. With a beard. His deputy?
Marat.
And one who sleeps here.
Antoine!
Not Antoine, Francois.
Oh, Jacopo! Who are you, Francois or Antoine?
I am Antoine. Francois tried to kill me. He stole father's invention.
Then I was right.
And tonight he's stolen it again, he and Marat. But where have they taken it?
Horses. Mountains. Stable.
You mean they're leaving from the stable of Montange?
We've got to stop them.
Maybe we still can. Let's go.
And where is my father?
Your father, mademoiselle?
My father's supposed to be meeting me here.
My dear Suzanne.
Is my father with you? I got a message.
Forget the
saying-
message. Your father isn't coming with us.
Coming with us? Why, where are we going?
We're leaving for the Swiss frontier, my dear. You can call it an elopement if you like.
You must be mad.
Yes, madly in love with you. We'll be married in Geneva.
But I never said I'd marry you. You're not giving me time to think.
We'll have plenty of time to think between here and the frontier.
Something's wrong, I'm sure it is. These men. Why do we need armed guards if we're eloping?
I'll explain everything later. We must leave now.
No, no, Antoine, I can't go without my father's consent.
We should leave, Monsieur Griset. Mademoiselle, will you please enter the coach?
No, I won't.
There's a coach coming at full gallop. It's coming directly here.
If it's Monte Cristo coming after us, we'll stop and deal with him here.
Deal with him?
Back into the shadows, all of you. Draw your pistols.
No, no, you can't. I won't let you hurt anyone. Monte Cristo is my friend.
Suzanne!
Put up your hands.
Marat!
Francois. So, the cat with 9 lives. Yes, brother. You wanted me to fight with you. Well, I will fight now. Draw. Why should I? Because I challenge you. You're in no position to challenge anyone. It's very foolish of you to follow us, Count. It leaves us no choice but to kill you.
Yet a challenge cannot be ignored. It's a point of honor.
I have no honor. Why'd you wait, Marat?
Line up against the wall. The coachman, too.
The coachman is only a servant. Why should he die?
Get him!
No, it's mine! Are you ready, Francois? Brother can't kill brother. Did you consider that?
Let your brother live, Antoine. I'm afraid he'll have to answer to France. Well, my friends, back to Paris.
What was that, Count?
I said back to Paris, which is still the most beautiful city in the world at springtime.
That's just what I was thinking, Monsieur le Comte.
So was I.
Rico, Jacopo, on top. Drive on.